It's Saturday morning! How to draw cartoons! Wake up, cartooniacs! Dave McDonald here, coming to you from Corny Creek Farms, live, pre-taped. Oh my word, it's a wacky day here. I hope you're having fun. Yes, we're going to draw something really cool today. Of course we are. All right, Saturday morning, how to draw cartoons. Today is Mashup Day. We're going to put two things together and draw them. I think I'm a little too excited about this. Hey, before we get started, here's last week's drawing. I thought I'd show you. I colored it. This guy is falling. You like that one? That's one of my favorites. There he comes, and there he goes. This guy is falling. Chicken Little. Had fun coloring that little guy. All right, today we're going to draw two things together. That's what a mashup is, right? We're going to draw, let me see, a robot crossed with a dinosaur. The Robosaur. Bum, bum, bum. A Robosaur. What could we do? Obviously, we're going to use our simple shapes, right? So what we're going to do is his body, I think, will be made out of like a barrel, you know, a big steel drum type of thing. So we're going to draw kind of a rectangle shape, but we're rounding it off. So a straight line almost in the middle of the page, and then do a really thin oval like this. And then another straight line on the bottom, from the bottom over, and then instead of coming straight down, because it is a barrel, it'll be a little curve. So curved line. All right, curved line. And we can erase about 100 of these lines. Because you know me, I like to go back and forth over and over again. So it's kind of a barrel shape, right? It might have, let's see, they have these seams. Maybe there's some bolts holding it together. Put these little circles for the bolts. Let's see. For his feet, I'm not going to do feet. What if it's a robot and a dinosaur. What if we show the bottom of two wheels? So half circles on the bottom. It's got a chassis and some wheels. And those wheels could have maybe bumpy treads so that it can go through all kinds of terrain, right? Little half circle there in the middle of that wheel. All right, so obviously his head's going to come up here. Let's draw a long neck. Do a curved line like this, almost like a backwards letter C, and then another one that follows it just on the other side. We're making like a pipe or a tube. And we'll make it metal with almost like a hose would have, flexible hose so you can move it around. And you could give it an attaching base with just a little flat rectangle right there. His head, let's do this. Let's see, do kind of a square, and then that'll be the main shape of his head. Then do this, kind of a triangle. And then the lower jaw. So here's your triangle. It doesn't connect up here. We don't have to draw that part. Here's the snout. Here's the top. We'll do a top row of teeth right there. And then this will be the bottom of the jaw, going up to that. All right. So we can draw a little connector here. Let's see. Maybe he has like some kind of piece here where he can snort fire. We'll give him triangles for teeth. Triangles for teeth. His eye, let's do this. Curved line right there. And then a curved line like this. bring this up here. And then a curve. We got lots of curved lines up here. I'm basically trying to create an eyelid for the dinosaur made out of metal. This would be the eyeball, or the kind of, I would imagine that would be glass or plexiglass, something that the dinosaur could see. Of course, maybe in here, let's do this. On the body, do this, 2 straight lines, and that becomes almost a window. Maybe somebody's inside driving the robot. Ooh, that's cool. So this would be kind of filled in with our ink or color later. This would be like a window, maybe a one-way mirror you can see out and control the Robosaur. And then maybe we put a porthole here like a submarine. So again, that driver can see out the side. And with your 2 straight lines, that gives it that reflection look. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. Can you tell? I'm having fun though. Sometimes that's where you have the best ideas, right? Okay, a tail. So we'll make a kind of a cone shaped. It'll be metal. It'll go up here, the first section. It'll stop. And then we'll make another section with a cone shape with a point. And maybe on the tail, we could do razor sharp blades or something. So that tail can whip around. Maybe along the back, up through the top, we see almost like a saw blade up here. So half a circle up here with the sawtooth. Whoa. With some motion line. Now that's looking dangerous to me. This is a dangerous dinosaur, right? So we've got that going on. Metal, motion. Oh man, this is kind of cool. What do you think of that? A Robosaur. Robosaur. Probably not the first one you've seen or maybe even drawn, but it's the first one I've drawn. Maybe on his head you could put like a little antenna. Maybe he's connected to a satellite system or something. That's kind of cool. A Robosaur. All right, let's get inking our Robosaur. All right, this is kind of fun. This is different than I normally would draw, isn't it? This is not the kind of a character that you normally see me draw. But it's Mashup Day, maybe it's Wacky Day as well. And that's what we've decided to do. Right, so here's the eyelid. And then this glass or plexiglass eye. I want to do that in color, maybe a yellow eye. That's why I'm not filling it in with my ink pen, because that's going to be something that I think would be cool to color. A mechanical nostril, which is necessary when you're blowing flames out of your nose and you're a robot. Okay, follow the straight lines. Some kind of titanium or metal, right? And if we want, we can do like a seam here with some bolts. And under the bolts, if you want to get fancy, put a little dark, make it a little heavier on the bottom of the bolt so it looks more dimensional. See that? Okay, let's see here. Teeth, triangles, sharp teeth. Thicker on the bottom, again, heavier. Shadow, right? Right, here's that connector. Okay, connector coming out to this neck piece. then of course if it's flexible, it's going to have these. I'm not going over my pencil lines. Do you notice that? Because I started a little bit further away because I added this little connector piece. That's okay. All we need is some lines in there so that we know that it's like a flexible tubing. All right, now our straight line that we started with goes across here, the top of the barrel shape, right? All right, the end of the barrel, it's this long oval shape. And this fun saw blade for some reason. Self-defense, right? Who knows what this Robosaur has to be up against in the world that he lives in, right? We don't know. Maybe you could create the enemy of this. Maybe there's two Robosaurs and they have some disagreements among them, let's say. And so each of them has their own powers or strengths or designs that are different. Again, I imagine that mine's made out of metal with some glass viewing areas because I imagine someone's inside operating this. Maybe yours is intelligent and it doesn't need an operator, right? Okay, the two lines here that make the window. And I'll probably color this portion in a little bit. But right now I'm just doing a little cross hatching. Remember cross hatching from one of our earlier videos? It's when you're working simply in black and white and you want to give something a little more contrast, a little more depth. Instead of like a white or a black, it gives the illusion of gray when you do the cross hatching, depending on how many times you go back and forth. All right. Okay, here's one seam of this barrel. There's a bolt with a little drop shadow underneath the bottom to give it some dimension. And we'll do the same here. Seam. I wonder where this guy lives. If it's a world you make up, you can decide what the background is going to look like. Maybe it doesn't look like Earth with the trees that we know. Maybe the trees are mechanical as well. Here's these kind of wheels that dig into the earth. I'm just making some bumps in the grass or the dirt just to help show that this has some grip or some tire treads or the axle would go through there to the other side. Horizon line. Robosaur. Now I need my technical pen to do my porthole here, just so this makes it easier to go around in a circle twice, for me anyway. Okay, circle, little shadow. Hard to get that shadow because these are tiny little bolts holding that porthole on there. There's the reflection. And again, this would have dimension, this porthole thing. So a little inking underneath to give it some depth, dimension. See that? Maybe even some here on the inside where the glass is. See how that works? All right. There. Motion lines, that's what I didn't really do. There's some motion lines. Look at that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Robosaur. And again, I'll color, I'm going to definitely color that eye yellow with a little reflection in there. And then I can use my technical pen to just write the name of the character here, Robosaur. And maybe put my initials down here. Do you sign your name to your artwork? Probably should. It's a great way for, especially when you're showing it off to family or friends. Maybe it's hanging on the wall at school and you're not nearby. Someone can go by and look at it and say, oh, I know who drew that because their name is on it. Of course, we're not in school right now, so I know that example doesn't really apply. But we'll be back at some point, won't we? We can't learn from home forever. I sure miss all my teacher friends and my students. I know it's summertime and I'm having a good time now. Time for vacations and visiting family. But it sure will be nice once we can get back into the classroom, I think. Hope you agree. It's the best way to learn. Let's see here. When we're around our teachers and not just on a screen, when they're right there and we can ask them a question and things can be much more clear. If you're homeschooled, you got it made. Your teacher's right there and you can certainly get help whenever you need it. So that's, if you're being homeschooled, you're not having to deal with missing seeing your teachers and having that connection. Well, what do you think of our Robosaur? This was kind of a fun mashup day, wasn't it? I think so. What kind of a noise would this guy make? Oh my word. Sound effects department. That was scary. What kind of a noise was that? Sounded like a lion with indigestion or something. Well, I hope you had fun drawing our Robosaur today with me. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Hey, we'll see you next time. But until then, please be safe, stay well, and take care of one another. All right? Bye-bye now. We'll see you next time on Corny Creek Farms here.